How many times have you rehearsed this moment in your head? You drive home or stare at the ceiling in the middle of the night, formulating the perfect sentences. You imagine that if you find the right words, if you explain clearly enough how much it hurt, how hard you tried, and exactly why it can't go on, he will finally understand. Maybe he'll even cry, apologize, or at the very least, agree that it's best for both of you to go your separate ways with mutual respect. You are trapped in the fantasy of a normal breakup, and it is exactly this hope for normalcy that has kept you chained. To him, months, maybe years, past this relationship's expiration date. The brutal truth that nobody tells you is that there is no such thing as breaking up with a narcissist. You don't break up. You escape. You don't have a dialogue. You issue a decree. Most women fail when trying to leave because they approach the narcissist as if he were a wounded, rational partner, when in reality, he is a predator about to lose his food source. When you try to do the right thing, having the final talk, giving a fair explanation, seeking closure, you aren't leaving. You are handing him the exact instruction manual on how to manipulate you into staying. He will use your empathy, your guilt, and your desire to be a good person as weapons against you. In this video, we are going to dismantle this trap. Forget everything you've learned about healthy relationships, because applying healthy rules to a toxic person is an invitation to destruction. We are going to map out the correct, strategic, and surgical way to break this cycle. It's not about winning an argument. It's about saving your life. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. Access the link in the description to check out my ebook. No single video or explanation compares to this material. Here you will find, for the first time, a complete, organized, and supportive guide regarding the narcissistic partner. If you suspect you've lived through this, or are still trying to make sense of it years later, this is the step that finally changes everything. Let's analyze the scenario that has probably already happened, or that you fear will happen. You sit down to talk. Your heart is racing. Your hands are sweating. You've prepared a mental speech about how undervalued you feel, about the lies, about the exhaustion. You start to speak. The moment you expose your vulnerability and say, "I can't take this anymore because you hurt me," what you expect is validation. What you receive is a reality reversal so fast it makes you dizzy. Suddenly, the focus isn't the pain he caused, but your ingratitude, your emotional instability, or how you are giving up too easily. The narcissist does not process a breakup as an emotional loss. He processes it as a loss of control and an insult to his ego. To him, you are not an independent person choosing to leave. You are an object that belongs to him and is malfunctioning. This is where the victim falls into the deadly trap, the search for closure. You want him to admit what he did. You want to hear an, "I understand. I'm sorry it came to this, but understand this." A narcissist would rather destroy your sanity than admit guilt. He will use confusion tactics. If you say, "I'm leaving because you cheated," he'll say, "You're leaving because you're crazy and jealous." If you say, "I'm leaving because you verbally abuse me," he'll say, "I only react because you provoke me." His goal in this breakup talk is not to resolve the situation. The goal is to wear you down. He wants to drag you into a labyrinth of circular arguments, where you spend so much energy trying to defend yourself that you end up forgetting you wanted to leave. You walk away from the conversation not single, but exhausted, confused, and often apologizing for getting it all wrong. This need to be understood is what keeps you hostage. You feel like you can't leave as long as he has the wrong image of you. "I can't let him think I'm the villain," you think. And that is exactly why you stay. The first rule for breaking up with a narcissist is accepting being the villain in his story. Let him think whatever he wants. His narrative isn't reality. It's just a manipulation tool. Your freedom costs the price of being misunderstood by someone who is committed to not understanding you. Now, let's get into the real strategy. The most common mistake is announcing the breakup before you are ready. A breakup with a narcissist doesn't start with, "We need to talk." It starts weeks, maybe months before, inside your head and in your silent actions. We'll call this silent disconnection. The narcissist feeds on reaction. Whether it's love, hate, crying, or screaming, it's all supply. It all confirms that he is the center of your universe. When you decide to break up, the first step is to cut off that fuel before you cut off the physical presence. You start applying what we call high-intensity, gray rocking. You become uninteresting. He provokes you. You respond with one-word answers. He tries to create drama. You don't engage. He does something wonderful, love bombing. You aren't impressed. This serves two vital purposes. First, you start protecting your vital energy by stopping the leaks into useless arguments. Second, and more importantly, you start becoming low-quality supply for him. When you stop reacting, the narcissist starts getting bored or frustrated. He might start looking for supply elsewhere, which ironically makes your exit easier. During this phase, you are also doing the logistical breakup. Narcissists love creating financial or administrative dependency. While you are still smiling and pretending everything is normal or just dull, you are organizing your finances, making copies of documents, changing passwords, and finding a place to stay. This is the phase of being a spy in your own life. You don't threaten to leave. You don't give ultimatums. Ultimatums only serve to let the narcissist know exactly where to attack to make you stay. You operate in the shadows. The internal feeling shifts. Before, you looked at him with hurt and hope. Now, you must look at him with the coldness of a scientist observing a lab rat. When he screams instead of crying, you think, look at that. There's intimidation tactic number 4. This analytical dissociation is what will prevent the trauma bond from pulling you back when fear kicks in. Silent disconnection is the moment you reclaim your identity before you reclaim your geographic freedom. You stop sharing your dreams, your fears, and your plans with him. He loses access to your mental intimacy. When the day of the announcement comes, he will be talking to a shell because the woman he thought he controlled has been gone for a long time. We've reached D-Day, the moment of execution. This is where most fail because they try to negotiate their freedom. Freedom is not negotiated, it is taken. The correct way to communicate a breakup to a narcissist is brief, boring, final, and preferably not in person. I know that sounds cold. Society has taught us that breaking up via text or letter is cowardly. But remember, you are not dealing with a normal person. You are dealing with someone who could become physically aggressive, psychologically torturous, or who will use extreme manipulation, suicide threats, fake crying, to stop you. If there are no children or complex assets involved, the best exit is the ghost exit followed by an informative message. You leave while he is gone. Take everything that matters, and then send the message. The content of this message is crucial. It must not contain accusations. You abused me. Justifications. I need to find myself. Emotions. I love you, but why? Because each of these points is an open door for him to walk through and challenge you. If you accuse, he denies. If you justify, he argues your reason is invalid. If you show emotion, he exploits it. The message must be a unilateral decree. Name: the relationship no longer works for me. I am breaking up. Do not contact me. My decision is final. Period. No, because. No, I'm sorry. If you must do this in person due to legal issues or children, do it in a public place, and if possible with a witness or someone waiting for you. Use the broken record technique. He will ask why. You respond, because it no longer works for me. He will say, but I've changed. Give me a chance. You respond, the decision is made. It no longer works for me. He will lash out, you'll never find anyone like me. You respond, I understand you feel that way, but the decision is made. Do not fall into the jade trap. Do not justify. Do not argue. Do not defend. Do not explain. The narcissist will try everything to turn the period into a comma. He will try to provoke your anger, because anger is a connection. He would rather you scream at him than ignore him. Your silence and your calm are the only things he cannot manipulate. In this moment, you must view the breakup as a failed business transaction. No sentimentality. Sentimentality is the gap through which he re-enters. You must be surgical. Cut, cauterize, leave. You're out. The door is closed. Silence sets in. This is where the hardest battle begins. The battle against your own brain. Many women go back to a narcissist not because they love him, but because they are in withdrawal. The relationship with a narcissist, full of highs and lows, the abuse cycle, conditions your brain to release high levels of dopamine during the good times and cortisol, adrenaline, during the bad times. This cycle is chemically addictive. When you break up, the supply of these substances is cut off. Your body goes into shock. You feel physical pain, extreme anxiety, and an obsession with checking his social media. You start to experience selective amnesia. You forget the abuse and remember only the good moments. The narcissist knows this. He counts on it. This is where hoovering comes in, the vacuum cleaner technique. He will show up. It might be a sweet message, a gift, or a manufactured crisis. I'm sick. My mother died. Or he might use flying monkeys, mutual friends to bring you messages. The detox protocol requires absolute zero contact. Block him on everything. WhatsApp, Instagram, email, phone. Block his friends. Don't go to the places he goes. This is not immaturity. This is a quarantine. Every time you see a photo of him, your brain gets a microdose of the drug, and the healing process restarts from zero. Every time you reply to a message, even if it's to tell him to go to hell, you restart the bond. You need to understand that after the discard, he will try to destroy you or win you back, depending on what is most convenient for his ego at that moment. If you block all avenues of access, you take away his power. A narcissist without access is a king without subjects. He collapses or, more likely, runs off to find a new victim. During this period, the pain will be intense. Validate that pain. You are recovering from a severe addiction, but do not confuse that pain with love. Missing heroin doesn't mean heroin is good for you. It just means your body was used to the poison. Zero contact creates a vacuum where reality can finally settle. It is in this silence, away from his distortion of reality, that you begin to hear yourself again. The voice in your head, telling you that you are nothing, starts to lose volume until it becomes a whisper, and finally, disappears. Breaking up with a narcissist is the most radical act of self-love you can commit. It is not just the end of a relationship, it is the rescue of your soul. You will have moments where you feel like the worst person in the world. He will run smear campaigns, telling everyone that you are the crazy one, the unstable one, the cheater. Let him talk. Truth has its own timing, and his behavior over time will reveal who he is to anyone paying attention. Your victory is not proving he is wrong. Your victory is being happy away from him. The correct way to break up is the way in which you prioritize your safety and your sanity above politeness and social conventions. The opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. The day you hear his name and feel nothing, no anger, no longing, no fear, will be the day the breakup is finally complete. Until then, keep the barriers high, the zero contact non-negotiable, and the certainty that real life starts now. You survived the chaos. Now, you deserve peace. Feel free to leave your story, your venting, or even a suggestion for a future video. Topic in the comments below. Access the link in the description to check out my ebook and the benefits for channel members. Click on the suggested video on the screen to stay with me, and remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.